Yo, yo, yo. What's the dealio, man? What's the dealio? What's the dealio? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? You already know I got a straight banger for you today. All right, y'all? So listen, we got the live charting about to pop off, right? We about to analyze the market. We about to go over SPY, IWM, right? We're going to find some setups. We're going to go fishing and we're going to find some setups, man. So what up, everybody? If you guys are tuning in, be sure to like this video, all right? By the end of this live, let's make sure we get to 100 likes. And also be sure to comment and let me know if y'all made money today in the market. All right, I gave you guys some banging plays yesterday, and some of them panned out. You could have hit them, right? So let me know in the comments if y'all made some money. Be sure to like this video. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel, okay? So, who we got? Noah. What up, Noah? How you feeling? QTZ. What up, Genesis? Michael, how you doing? How you doing? P. Brian in the building. What's up, Pam? Real life, what's up? Said this is a cool guy. Appreciate it. Who else we got? What up, Reggie? What up, Reggie? Indecisive 219. What's up? What's up? What up, Shiley? It's definitely time. G. What up, Master Bader? Dr. V. What's up? What up, Swell Hunter? How you feeling? How y'all feeling, man? Listen, we have setups that we called yesterday, and what did they do? They panned out today, okay? So we're going to go over the whole market. We're going to go over the whole breakdown. Y'all already know how we do, all right? So, Gilia, Anthony, what's up? What's up? How you feeling? All right, so what up, Best Beezy? What up, Doc? How you doing? How you doing? All right. So if y'all made money in the market, man, today, let me know, right? Drop it in the comments. Who killed the market today? Who hit IWM on those puts? Who hit TSM on the puts? Who hit SMCI on the puts, right? I called out all of those. Apple didn't go up, but they came down. And if you would have got in at the break of the one candle, right, you could have got paid off those Apple puts as well. All right, so if you guys made money off of the watch list from yesterday, let me know. All right, Eleanor, what's up? What's up? What up, Key? Go out the app and come back in, okay? Because we got good Wi-Fi over here and all of that good stuff. So, listen, y'all, we gonna get started. All right, Alchemist, what up? You see TM broke the level at the end of the day. I didn't even see TSM at the end of the day. Bay, what up? What up, Bay, to the A Clay? He said, ready for this banger and some good game. Hey, you already know how we getting down, all right? So listen, be sure to like this video, all right? Before I start talking about the SPY, I gotta say, y'all, all right? I go live every single day. I give you guys levels. Essentially, we all making money together, right? I'm giving you guys the plays. All I'm asking is for y'all to not be stingy. Don't overlook my content. Just like this video, all right? That's all I'm asking for. So before we get started, right, out of respect for the content creator, be sure to like this video, all right? That's all I'm asking for, okay? Now, my only trade was SPY, okay. He said, I'm good. Best B hit IWM for 50%. Rich Chick said IWM and Rocket Lab. Chaos says SMCI 16%. There we go. All right. So let's go over SPY. All right. Let's go over SPY. Drew, what up? How you feeling? Palantir and SPY. Sounds good. All I did, honestly, I didn't trade a lot today. I didn't even feel like getting out of the bed. But we did hit IWM. Okay. I had a lot to do today. So yeah, I wiped QQQ nose. There you go. What's up, LaRue? How you doing? All right, so let's break it down, y'all. Okay, let's pull up the charts real quick. All right, I'm gonna pull up SPY. You already know how we get down. We go over the indexes first, SPY, IWM. After that, that's when we get busy and we start going fishing and we find the setups. Okay. SMCI 50%. QTZ, she said she's in SMCI right now, right? So listen, those plays are for y'all to take, okay? Those plays are for y'all to take. So I love to hear it, man. All right. So what up, Henry? He said, yeah, my man gives us 2 videos. Yeah. Hey, real talk, real quick. Give it up for 2 videos a day. I want you guys to understand it's not easy, right? I'm very busy. 1 video a day and a live in the evening time. All right. Listen, we committed, right, to YouTube. I'm committed to helping y'all all change our life in the market. So listen, we're going to show up every day. All right. What up, Drez? What up, Britt? How you feeling? All right. So let's go, y'all. All right. Sharing the screen. We about to get busy. We about to cook. All right. We about to cook. I hope y'all ready. All right. So, SPY. All right. SPY. Yeah, we put that work in every day. Every single day we going to put the work in. All right. Alchemist said IWM came down to your 251. Hey, I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. She said I got some. Joy said 26% on OKLO, 16%. There we go. There we go. All right. So listen, SPY, right? Today we had some down action. We gapped up and we came down. Now, what do we have right here? We got a 1 candle, okay? What does a 1 candle mean? Say it with me. Consolidation, all right? So we consolidated. Now, what did I tell you guys? I said, be careful on certain stocks because depending on what stock you're looking at, they came down on Friday in a buying area, okay? So we did have some continuation today, right? From certain stocks. Some stocks bounced a little bit and some stocks consolidated, right? Some stocks consolidated. So now we got to think, right? We got to think. SPY is on this 1 candle. What comes after consolidation, y'all? Put it in the comments. Based on the strat method, what comes after consolidation? Put it in the comments. Okay? Appreciation, all the free gems. Them levels be on point. These lives been turning me up. There we go. That's why you got to come back in the Discord. You know what I'm saying? Your consistency is admirable. I appreciate that. I desperately need a change. Hey, listen, change starts within, right? If you desperately need a change, then you got to change, right? Whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but listen, change starts within. So if you want to change your life, you got to change your life, right? You got to change your life within. Okay? So, said breakout, 2 bars. Exactly. QCOM made some moves. I didn't even see QCOM, right? So, big move. Exactly, right? So, we got SPY. They consolidated today, right? So, I got 30% on SPY. Thank you. Absolutely. Right? Email some else. So, we got a 1 bar today on SPY. Now, be careful, y'all, okay? Because we still have a lot of buyers in this area for the SPY, right? We have a lot of buyers in this area for SPY. So what we want to focus on is, my bad, hold on one second. All right, what we want to focus on, number 1 is going to be right here, okay? Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. All right, get those likes up. So what we're going to focus on is right here, and we're going to say 66.79.19. Okay? So we got a 2-1 bearish continuation setup, right? That's the setup that we're looking at. A 2-1-2 bearish continuation, or we're going to have a 2-1-2 bullish reversal. Okay? 2-1-2 bearish continuation or a 2-1-2 bullish reversal. Now let me break this down for you guys, right? For SPY. Okay. We have a bearish 2 bar. We have a consolidation 1 bar, but it's a bearish 1 bar, right? It opened up here and it came down here, right? Now, this right here, these are fair value gaps. What do these represent? What do these fair value gaps represent, y'all? What do they represent? FVG equals what? What do fair value gaps represent? Put it in the comments before I type it in. Okay? Before I type it in, I want to know, what do these fair value gaps represent right here? Okay? And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want you guys to get this inside of y'all heads. What do I always say? I don't want you to need me. I'm trying to empower you. So therefore, I'm trying to help you get it into your mind so that it's second nature, right? I want this stuff to be so second nature to you that you could teach it to your kids and your family, right? And you could be that one for your family. Okay, so what do fair value gaps represent? He said liquidity, bounce area liquidity. Exactly, right? Exactly. So we have fair value gaps right here, right? And we got areas of liquidity. Okay? Areas of liquidity. Okay? Bounce or reject. Exactly, right? Exactly. So, imbalance. That it is an imbalance as well, but it's an area of liquidity, right? So, what does an area of liquidity mean? What does an area of liquidity mean? It means that there's a lot of buyers that are sitting in this area that didn't get a chance to enter in this stock at this price. Therefore, when the stock comes down in this area, they're most likely going to enter in at and the stock is going to reverse sharply, and the stock is going to go in the opposite direction, right? So these are buyers' fair value gaps, right? So what up, Johnny? So what this means is, if the SPY is really going to come down, it has to get below 670, okay? It has to get below 670. Right now, we're at 680, okay? Now, we could come down to 670, but anywhere between 680 and 670, we could bounce and we could go up, okay? Anywhere between 680 and 670, we can bounce and we can go up on SPY, okay? Now, this works for any stock. The things that I'm telling you guys, it works for any stock, okay? It don't matter. It's about understanding how to read these charts, okay? So, anywhere between 680 and 670, SPY can go bounce and go to the upside, right? So if you guys are tuning in, I want you to let me know in the comments where you guys are tuning in from, okay? I want to know where you guys are tuning in from. I want to know who's watching my videos. That's why I love live, because I get to interact with y'all and really see who you guys actually are. So let me know where y'all tuning in from if you haven't. And also like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel, okay? So SPY has this area of liquidity between 680 and 670, okay? Now, tomorrow, we have 679, 14, okay? Let's just say 679.12. So we're going to say puts below 679.12, okay? Puts below 679.12, but I want you guys to be careful to the downside tomorrow and really this whole week, right? because there's going to be a lot of fake outs to the downside because this area is so big of buyers, right? The bigger the area of buyers, the more likely the stock is going to, fake out to the downside. Okay. So, hold on. My computer is tripping right now. Hold on. Let me go right here. My bad, y'all. Let me fix my computer real quick. There we go. All right. Shout out to Seattle, Amarillo, Texas. First time watcher. Welcome. Montgomery, Alabama. Shout out to Alabama. Shout out to DC, Yinsburg, Orlando, Florida, New York. Shout out to all of y'all, man. All right. So we got puts below 679.12, but be careful to the downside tomorrow. Now let's go to the 4-hour time frame real quick on SPY. All right. Now, so to the upside, we got, it's kind of tricky right now. I don't like this area right here. We do have this order block right here on a 4-hour time frame that we're sitting in. So we can bounce. And this is what I'm talking about. We can bounce tomorrow, right? So what could happen is we could come down a little bit and bounce. Now, we're at 680 right now. I would say if we get above 681.76, you could enter in the calls, but we could reject that 682.78, right? We could reject that 682.78, and then we also got up here at 685.50. Okay, so these are areas of liquidity that could push the stock to the downside as well. All right. Now, when we look at the 30-minute, look at the 30-minute, we got this order block right here that we're sitting in, and then we have an order block down here at 676. Okay. This looks like a bear pennant, right? We got that. And then we got this area right here. Okay. And then we got this right here, right? So this looks like we've been consolidating in this little triangular area right here, right? So if we come below here, which is the low, which is at 679.12 that I said, we could definitely come lower. But on a daily time frame, we have a lot of buyers sitting in these areas right here. Okay. So for tomorrow, I want you guys, if you get into puts tomorrow, I want you guys to be careful. And I also want you guys to don't hold on to the bag too long tomorrow. Okay. Do not hold on to the bag too long tomorrow for SPY puts, because we have a lot of buyers to the downside. So we could get a bear trap tomorrow, okay? So pay attention to that. All right? Pay attention to that right there. We on this one candle. Now, if we start to push up, right? If we start to push up, we're going to say calls above 685.79. Calls above 685.79. All right. Calls above 685.79. My bad. Let me fix this. All right. Calls above 685.79 tomorrow if we go up. Okay. So I gave you guys both because look what Apple did today. Look what Apple did today on a daily, right? We had this one candle right here. It came up, broke above there, and then it came down here, broke below this one candle, and then it sank, right? So that's how one candles work. Big moves come after one candles. You just have to take the break of the one candle's high or low. That's all you got to do. All right. So when we're looking at SPY and I see a one candle. Let it load real quick. When I'm looking at SPY and I see this one candle right here, I'm like, okay, we could go either way. Even though it's a bearish one bar, we could go either way. All right. So let me know if that makes sense on SPY, y'all. Let me know if that makes sense on SPY. Okay. Philly Burbs. He said, I'm from the Philly Burbs. Shout out to Philly, man. Definitely feel like we're going to bounce and reject lower. Yeah. SPY's at 677. Oh, okay. So I'm not looking at after hours right now, but if SPY is below 677, if we open below 679, then we can come down. But if we gap down, I want you guys to be careful once again. Let me tell you why. If we gap down, it could be also a bear trap, and then we could come up and fill the gaps. Why am I saying this? Look what happened today. We gapped up, and then what happened? We filled the gaps to the downside all day, right? All day, right? So we could gap down, come down a little bit lower, bear trap everybody, and then we go up, right? So I want you guys to use your mind and use your brain and be sharp, okay? You gotta be sharp. Y'all see what I'm saying? Be sharp. Trading ain't no game. If you wake up and think you're just gonna walk in the markets and make some money, you're gonna get cooked, all right? So if y'all watching this, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm bringing you guys life-changing videos every single day. I go live every day. I give you videos every day about the stock market, personal finance, money, right? Becoming a better version of yourself, all of that stuff. All right? So, he said, Kansas City, I need to go watch your videos. Everything looks busy on the screen, but a little, yeah, go watch all the videos, right? We got a whole bunch of sauce. So, what else? Yeah, Mondays do that. Yeah, hit that like button. What time frame should we take the break on? A one candle on? You could do it on a 10 minute, on a 30 minute, on a 15. It really depends on when is it starting to break the level. All right. So he said fill the gap. Yep. Yeah. So now that's SPY. Okay. If that makes sense on the SPY, let me know in the comments. What we about to do is we're about to go and we're going to go over IWM now. Okay? So we go SPY and then we go IWM and then we go fishing for setups on individual stocks. Okay? He said you don't trade using a VWAP. I used to a lot, but ever since I started paying attention to order blocks and I started using the strat, I'll pay attention to it, but it's not heavily weighted on me, right? I'll turn it on just to see if, if we're above it and if we're bouncing off of it. But yeah, that's my relationship with the VWAP right now. Okay. So the next thing we have is going to be IWM. All right. Now let's go to IWM. It's loading. All right. All right. So we got IWM right here, right? I told y'all today or yesterday, we got a bearish 3-bar. This is a layup right here, right? We break that 3, we come down. Simple as that, right? So I took puts like 5-10 minutes in aftermarket open, right? Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I wait for the first 15-30 minutes of the market, but when I saw this right here, after that first, I got in after the first, I believe, 10-minute candle, or a 5-minute candle. I took entry on puts because it kind of just made sense, right? Because we gapped up, right? Look at this right here. We gapped up, so we closed right here yesterday, right? So we closed here yesterday, right? On Friday. This was Friday's closing price, right? Closing price on Friday. Okay? This was the closing price on Friday. We gapped up, but on Friday we had a bearish 3-bar, and it was a bearish engulfing, right? If you go to the daily time frame, right, this candle is engulfing this candle after an uptrend, which means that the sellers are swallowing the buyers. That's how I look at it. That's what engulfing means, right? Imagine somebody that you don't want, right? This is how I look at engulfings, right? Imagine somebody you don't like, or whatever. They give you a big old hug and they just engulf you and they swallow you, right? And you like, I don't want you. No, that's what an engulfing is, right? So when we looking at it, the 3-bar on Friday, right? The 3-bar on Friday, it engulfed and it swallowed Friday's candle, okay? So even though we gapped up, right, we couldn't go any higher, and we had a 3-bar on Friday. So I knew that it was going to come down, and that's why I got into puts. Okay? So that was an engulfing. So now we got this 2-bar right here. Now we bounced off this 9 EMA right here. Okay? So tomorrow, what I'm going to be paying attention to is, are we going to come below the 9 EMA, right? And then what do we have right here? We have a fair value gap, but what price point is this right here? What level is this? Right? What level is this right here, y'all? What level is this right here? This is 250, right? Now, on yesterday's live, what did I tell you guys about 250? Boom, right here. I said 250 is the weekly support. Okay? I said 250 is the weekly support. So think about this. If we have a fair value gap right here, it is at 250. I told you guys 250 is the weekly support. And then we started to come down and we're at 250.193 at the close of today. What does that mean? That means that we are going to come to 250. And that's last week's support, right? This last week's support, right? And what did I say in last week's video? I made a video telling you guys on Mondays I like to take it light because stocks love to test the previous week's high and the previous week's low. Do you guys remember that video? Do you guys remember that video? Is this all making sense? Is this all coming together? Right? Like, I'm literally giving this stuff to you guys on a silver platter. Okay? All you need to do is show up, and you're going to get sauced up so much for free on YouTube. I made a video last week telling y'all, don't get faked out on Mondays. Pay attention to the previous week's highs and lows, right? We're either going to reject or break through the previous week's highs and lows. And if you don't know where it's going, look at the previous week's highs and lows. That's where we're going to try to test and bounce off of or reject off of. I told you guys this to the T in last week's video. And then yesterday, I told you guys what IWM's weekly range was. And now we started to come down, and we're coming down right to last week's weekly low. Do y'all get this yet? Right? If y'all understand what I'm saying, let me know in the comments. All right. Lux Algo, my M. I use Lux Algo. I did a whole video about that. Okay? I did a whole video about that. Listen, y'all, I'm going to say the videos that I put out, it's not just for content, right? These videos will really change your life. So I'm serious when I say go watch my videos. I'm serious when I say watch the videos that I put out. This ain't no cute stuff. You gotta really be focused when you dealing with me. Cause I'm not a type of person that you could miss one video and still be spun up on the information. Because the information that I give you is real life gold. And I know that, right? So make sure that you guys go back to my previous videos and go consume the content, y'all. Take what I'm giving you guys serious. Take this stuff seriously, because this is life-changing information. All right? So, she said, I joined the Discord. There we go. That's what's up, Joy. Yeah, you're handing out like, yeah. I don't know how long it's going to be like this, QTZ, right? All you got to do is show up for yourself every day, actually understand what he's trying to teach us. Yeah, you're going to absorb it naturally, right? Like the stock whisperer in real life. I appreciate that. Literally, it's all coming together while at work. And then you said, literally, all we got to do is show up. I'm telling y'all, right? All you got to do is show up. I'm being so serious. And I'm doing this because when I was trying to learn how to trade, I wish that I had an Isiah. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. I know it's people out there that's tired of watching the same videos by 18 different content creators and still walking away confused. I know that's why. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because I just want to help people simplify this stuff, but you got to show up and you got to do the real work. Okay? You got to do the real work, y'all. Okay? He said the way you explain bearish engulfing. I'm telling you, that's what engulfing is, right? So, now, let's go back to IWM. We have a bounce area at 250, which is a fair value gap, which is last week's low. All right? Last week's low. Okay? So, let's go back, and now let's give you guys the levels to that. If you guys just follow what I'm saying, y'all, you will change your life, okay? Just look at me right now, okay? If you just follow what I'm saying, don't have any fear, manage your greed, you will be profitable, okay? Listen to what I'm saying. This stuff right here, it ain't nothing like this on the internet. I'm telling you as a fact. So take this shit serious. I don't care if you new, if you intermediate, if you making money, listen to what I'm saying, because there's a reason why this is the best YouTube channel on the internet, okay? No fluff. This is not financial advice. Nothing I'm saying is financial advice, right? If you want financial advice, go see a licensed financial advisor, okay? Shout out to Dr. V. She's always going to remind me, okay? So shout out to Dr. V. Shout out to all of y'all, all right? So IWM, right? So I said 250, okay? We got this bounce area right here. So we might come down to 250, bear trap, bounce, and go higher. If we break through 250, and look, I want you guys to pay attention. I'm going to zoom in right here. Stock came down to 250. Stock came down to 250. Stock came down to 250, right? Look what happened. Once it broke past 250 right here, it blasted off here, came down, tested, came up, came down, tested, bounced and came up, came down, tested, and then it blasted off, right? So all we're doing is we're coming back down to retest that 250, right? If we break through the 250 and we lose it, where we coming down to? We got this area right here, right? Between 248.48 and 247.43. Okay? So we gonna say right here, 251.72. Okay? So we got puts below 251.72. All right. So puts below 251.72. We got a bounce area at 250. Okay. Got bounce area at 250. Okay. Now, here's what could happen as well. Right? Here's a possibility right here. This is a possibility right here, right? So let me see where IWM is at in after hours right now. Right now, IWM is at 249. Whoo, okay. So look, y'all. Right now, IWM is at 249.78. Okay? 249.78. Now, let me tell you guys what happens. This is how they psychologically fuck you over. Okay? Let me break this down for you. They'll make the stock go down, and then they'll go down again, right? For 2 to 3 days straight. Then you think that the stock gonna keep going down, right? And if you're in calls, it's gonna be so unbearable that you gonna get out. It's coming closer to your expiration date. You gonna get out, and then what happened? And then what happens? It will either gap up or it will bounce viciously, and it'll go to the upside. Okay? So even if we gap down, you gotta be patient on puts. You gotta pay attention to the market structure, y'all. You have to pay attention to the market structure. So I said puts below 251.72, right? If we gap down to 249, let's see. Now, also, we could be at 249 right now in after hours, and then in the morning we might open up flat, right? I don't know how we're gonna open up. So that's why I'm basing everything off of where we closed at, okay? I just want to make sure that I'm being very clear and concise with what I'm saying, because I understand that this is y'all's money, okay? This ain't nothing to play with. I take this very serious. That's why I be so thorough. Okay? I know how it is to be watching somebody's YouTube channel, not an expert at what I'm doing, not fully confident, and I need that guidance. That's why my guidance is so spot on, because I really, really want you guys to win. Okay? So, now, let's go back to the charts. So I said puts below 251.72. If we open up, let's say at 249, then I want you to pay attention to what? 250. This level is always going to be an important level. So if we open up at 249.50, we might come up to 250 and reject and come lower, or we might come up, break through here, and then come and fill the gap. Okay? So pay attention to that. Puts below 251.72. Now you also want to be, I would say, pay attention to a retracement of this candle as well. That's not out of the picture. Okay? We might wake up to some news tomorrow, right? And now we gapped up a little bit and we retraced this whole candle. I don't know what's going to happen, right? All I can do is I can help you guys understand how to play these stocks, okay? So that's IWM, all right? If we go to the 4 hour on IWM, we got to get above. We got to get above, like, it's kind of tricky. We're in this order block right here. So if we do open up below 250, then we coming down, right? If we open up below 250, we coming down. So we really got to see. So the real line in the sand is 250, okay? That's the level that I'm going to be paying attention to for IWM, all right? If you in the Discord, you already know the first 30 minutes, first 20 minutes, we usually smack IWM almost every day anyway. It don't matter what the level is on IWM, right? This is for people that's not in the Discord and they don't know all of the teachings, right? But if you in the Discord, you already know how to play IWM the first 30 minutes, the first 20 minutes of the market every single day anyway, okay? So, for sure, Caesar, yeah, Davida, it's not a game over here. All right, do you think the 8:30 data will make a difference? Tonight's price won't be tomorrow. I mean, potentially, Drew, right? Because we also got CPI this week as well, y'all, okay? We also got CPI. And so when you think about CPI, we could be coming down just to set up to go crazy on CPI data on Thursday morning, okay? So that is also a possibility, okay? But tomorrow, we do have the unemployment data, okay? We got the delayed report, and then we got the U.S. unemployment rate as well, okay? And we got U.S. hourly wages, then we got hourly wages year over year, and we got U.S. retail sales data, which is a delayed report also, and then we got retail sales minus autos. These are all at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, okay? These are all at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So this is what I'm saying. I don't know what the data is going to say. That's why I try to make sure that I give you guys the knowledge and the wisdom on how to play the game. So that way, if I'm like, yeah, puts below this, and what if we gap up by 3% tomorrow? Now it's like you could be confused and like, now what do I do? Now a whole day of trading is gone, or you can't manage your emotions. You get in the trade and now everything is screwed up. Right? Because it don't matter what the market does. I'm going to know how to play it at this point in my journey. Right? Everybody inside the Discord, they're going to be good. Right? But if you're not, then, you know, I don't want you to be confused because I don't want that on my watch. Right? That's why I'm trying to help you learn the how. Right? People charge $10,000 for this. I want to help you learn the how so that way you ain't getting cooked in the markets and then you got a bad taste in your mouth. And you like, I followed this dude on YouTube and he ain't shit and he be lying, right? I'm trying to help you guys understand how the game go, how the game work. Because when you understand the how, it don't matter what happens. Y'all see what I'm saying? When you understand the how, it don't matter what happens. The how is more important than the what. All right, make sure you write that down and remember that. Okay? So that was a good question, Drew. When you say to not enter on a one candle or you'll start out in a negative, what time frame is that for? I don't say don't enter in a candle and you'll start in a negative. So I don't really know what that question means fully. Just enter in when it breaks the high or low of the candle, or the one candle. That's what I'm saying, right? If y'all are watching, be sure to like this video, y'all. Let's get this video to 100 likes by the time we get off this live. Okay, we ain't even gone fishing yet either, right? We 45 minutes in and we just now finishing up IWM and SPY. That's how thorough this goes, right? That's how deep we go in on these lives, right? So be sure to like this video. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. If this y'all first time, welcome. This is how we get down. We do this every single day. All right, this ain't no game. No, we do this every single day. We giving out real life game here. All right. So many scenarios to prepare for. That's why studying and preparation is key. Exactly. I always say plan your trade and trade your plan. All right. Before you go to bed, you should know what your trade is. You get what I'm saying? That's how you really succeed and excel. All right. When your market opens, do you switch to just regular trading hours? No, I keep my extended hours on all the time. On top of that, you have quantum easing. Exactly. Yeah, we got quantum easing as well. So, interest rate decision, they said they're going to drop it, all of these things. So, we do have bullish momentum. And so, I think that it is a possibility that we are coming down to get ready to rip to the upside. Okay. And when I'm looking at one of our trading bots, we got a lot of calls coming in. We got a lot of golden sweeps coming in. We got a lot of sweep orders and stuff like that. So, we got a lot of volume coming in on NVIDIA, on Tesla, on Google, right? So it's like, I do think that we could be getting ready to really, really, really go up. All right. So Isaiah is spinning gold. He said, be mindful and listen or join the Discord. Yeah, right. I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you guys what I'm telling you for a reason, right? If you don't believe me, you don't believe me, then that's on you, right? But I'm telling y'all that the stuff that I'm saying, I done lost tens of thousands of dollars. And I learned this shit the real hard way, right? I learned this shit because my stomach was turning because I done lost some real money. You get what I'm saying? I done lost real money doing this. I done made real money, but I lost real money too. And those lessons that I learned, invaluable. That's why I could talk the way I talk, right? It took me years to be able to talk like this. I could do this off the dome. I have no scripts, right? You can literally, I could be walking down the street, somebody go show me TradingView, and I could break it all down for them. It don't matter what I'm doing because I really do this, right? I really do this. So, I thought you said never enter. I said don't enter while the candle is active, right? After the candle closes and then the new candle breaks above or below, that's when you take your entry. All right. So I think the question was how you start the negative in a negative. I never said any of that, right? If you start in a negative, it's because your spreads are probably wide, right? On the bigger time frames, the charts can look completely different if you switch from extended to regular, like today. That was like when I switched to extended. Yeah, I just keep them on. I just keep the extended hours on all the time. All right. So SPY and IWM, we broke it down. Now we about to go fishing and we're going to look at regular stocks and we're going to find some setups for tomorrow. All right. If SPY and IWM make sense, drop it in the comments. Let me know y'all understand what I'm saying. All right. Me personally, Cali Nola, yes, I think you should have extended hours on. It helps me tremendously with everything. All right. I would have lost so much money if I didn't have TPC to help me learn the game. I'm telling you. And I didn't, right? I didn't. I joined Discords, but all they did was either trade it or that was it, right? They didn't really like pour into my mind and help me understand the game, right? Yeah, the extended hours, they do give you a range. All right, so let's go over some setups, right? Let's go over some setups now for tomorrow. We got the daily. Let me pull up the daily time frame. All right, so, and let me pull this up right here. Okay, pull up on deck real quick. Now we about to go fishing and we're going to find some setups for tomorrow. All right. He said that Dell and NVIDIA setup. Hey, don't take my Dell setup, Alchemist. Right? I like the Dell setup better than NVIDIA because NVIDIA is schizophrenic. NVIDIA be playing games. All right. NVIDIA be playing games. So I appreciate that, North Star. All right. A-Rod playing like he 30. Okay. So look, let's go to the charts and let's find some setups, right? So, all right, so we got Intel, they're on the 2 down. I'm not gonna do that one. OKLO. Hey, somebody said they hit OKLO, right? I gave this to you guys as a bonus yesterday as well, right? Look at this. I told y'all on the weekly time frame, it was on a 1 candle, right? I said the break of that 1 candle, you take entry. It broke below at 87 and it came down to 81. All right. So this was a banger right here. I gave this to you guys on the live as a bonus yesterday. All right. So that was a banger right there. So today they were on a down candle. So I'm not gonna Look at that one. Robinhood, 2 down. Dell, yep. Dell looks like, so here's the thing about Dell though, right? So we're on a 1 candle. I like it as a 3-1-2 bearish continuation, right? But we have not an order block, a fair value gap right here. So we could break this, come lower, and then bounce in this area at like 128 and then go up, right? Depending on how tomorrow goes, this could become a failed 2 down tomorrow, or it could become a bullish 3 bar. All right. So I like Dell, so I'm gonna put Dell on here on a 3-1-2. All right. Dell, 3-1-2 bearish. Okay. Oh, he's talking about that. Oh, the Monday night game. Okay. Pete Bryant, he said, I feel you. This is my first year and I have lost a couple thousand, but since I joined TPC, I'm bouncing back. I got order blocks, paid version combined with the strat. And you can't lose. All right. You cannot lose with that combination. It's if you know, you know. All right. We got Apple right here. I love this setup right here. So for Apple, we got a bearish 3 bar. Okay. Bearish 3 bar. All right. So this is a real good one right here. We could be coming down to 267 tomorrow. So, yeah, bearish 3 bar. This is a layup right here, right? Look at IWM. Okay. If you look at IWM, right here, on Friday, they had a bearish 3 bar, and then when they had a 2 bar, right? If you look at, who else was it? Circle. Let's go to Circle real quick. Look at this, right? Bearish 3 bar and then 2 down, okay? So when we go to Apple, I see a bearish 3 bar, okay? Bearish 3 bar. So I'm looking at that tomorrow. We got Oracle, what they do. They just came down a little bit. Not excited about it. AMD, they had a bearish 3 bar and then they had a 2 down candle, right? Google, let's see what Google talking about. They got a 2 down. Google looks like they trying to bounce, all right? They came down in this area of liquidity right here. Tomorrow they might get a 2-2 reversal, so a bullish 2-2 reversal. So for Google, I would say calls above 311. All right, I would say calls above 311 tomorrow, 311.50. Right. So for Google, calls above 311.50. All right, and that would be a 2-2 bullish reversal. And then my price target would be 315. Okay. It would be 315. All right. I'll look at QCOM in a minute. Applied, they went crazy today. They got some more room to come to the downside. They're down 17% today. Pay attention to that. 17%. This is going to be a really good swing when it's time to enter into a swing trade on APLD. So I like APLD a lot. All right. I like this stock. It's a cheap stock. I like how it moves. So when they come down to about $21, I might enter in as long as I see a confirmation, and then it'll bounce back and it'll retrace up here, right? Netflix, I don't like that setup. Nvidia, they're on a bearish 3-1 setup. So we got Nvidia, okay, bearish. 3-1-2 bearish. Okay. We got Affirm. They're not doing much. They had a 2-1-2 bullet bearish continuation. Shopify, they're on a failed 2 up, but I don't like this spacing right here. I don't like this area, so I'm not gonna put that on my list. We got Uber. They're on the 2 down. They might come and fill this gap, but I ain't been messing with Uber lately. Hims, I feel sorry for Hims stock. They've been depressed for a minute. They've been under this 200 EMA for some time now. So yeah, I'm not really messing with Hims. Palantir, they're on a failed 2 up. Uh, no, I don't like that setup. Too many wicks. Carvana, they could be coming down some more, but I don't really care about it. Um, what else we got? I don't trade stocks when they have earnings. Um, yeah, I don't trade stocks the week of their earnings. Nike, so they look like they're coming up, but I just don't trade stocks on their earnings because the premiums are way too high for me, for my liking, right? Like, yeah, I could trade them, but like the implied volatility and stuff is higher, and I don't care to trade stocks. So after earnings, that's when I will trade a stock. So yeah, TSLL, they look like they're going to be coming up. There's been a lot of options, call volumes for Tesla, which is also TSLL. So yeah, um, Johnson and Johnson still looks good. Been in a swing. 210 calls is going well. Probably more room to go. Okay, I'll check out J&J in a minute. SoFi, I'm glad I got out of that call last week. Okay, on Friday because they tanked today. This is another bearish engulfing right here, right? Bearish engulfing. So SoFi could be getting ready to come down to like 24, 25, like 24, $24, right? They could be getting ready to come down to $24. But I don't really like the setup. Lyft, they look like they could be bouncing. They're in this demand zone area right here. I might enter into a swing on Lyft. We got to see how they go though. Circle, Amazon, Enphase, um, CoreWeave, Meta. Meta's on a 1 candle right now, so they're gonna, make a big move tomorrow, either to the upside or to the downside. Um, we got Lululemon. They're on a failed 2 down today, so they had good earnings, so they could be having continuation. So we got Lulu, failed 2 down. All right. Who else we got? Tesla, CrowdStrike, Adobe, SMCI. I told y'all about this one yesterday, right? 3 bar, broke below, layup, came down here. It could continue. It looks like it definitely could continue. So we will see what ends up happening with them. Pan W, VRT. They're on a 1, so we got a 2-1 setup on VRT. 2-1 setup. 2-1-2 bearish. Okay. We got 2-1-2 bearish. We got MRK. They look like they could be going up. CVS. Let me take them off of my list. That was a 1-day thing that I was trading. Celsius is on a failed 2 up. APP. Google. Well, we already did that. MRVL. Let's see where they at. And the down. MRVL, this actually looks pretty good. There's no support here. So they could dump tomorrow, y'all. So I'm going to put MRVL for continuation. I usually don't trade when stocks are just on 2 candles, but this looks really good. So MRVL, 222 bearish continuation. Okay. MRVL, they could come down to $80 tomorrow. So pay attention to them. AVGO, they're getting cooked right now in a major way. AVGO, let's see. AVGO is getting absolutely obliterated ever since earnings. But they're coming down to this order block right here at 333. So I definitely think that they could start bouncing right here. Okay. So Soundhound, once again, they had a 3 bar, bearish 3 bar. Today they dumped from 1150 all the way down to 1083. XYZ, what we got? On XYZ, they came up. Looks like a failed 2 up right here. Yeah, failed 2 up. I don't really like the setup. Who else we got? We got Microsoft. I don't trade Microsoft. I think Microsoft is I ain't gonna say a horrible stock to trade, but I don't mess with them. I used to sometimes, but I don't mess with them. Delta Airlines, they've been on a tear. They've been going crazy lately. ARM, I don't even know why they on my list. I don't trade them no more. I'm getting to TSM. Y'all got to be patient with me, okay? Y'all see my list right here? I go through this whole list every single day, all right? So I'm going to get to it. TSM was on my watch list, so, you know, like, just be patient with me, all right? Citigroup. Okay, DoorDash. They were flat today. Already went over Palantir. DoorDash looks like they're trying to come up. They're holding this area right here. So, United Airlines, they look like they flagging, right? So, United Airlines could make a move to the upside. Honestly, they're inside of this order block right here, or they could reject, right? Who else we got? IBM. What's that? Okay, CRM. They coming down. ANET, we already hit them last week. GLD, where they at? So GLD is consolidating today. So pay attention to gold. They're on a failed 2 up, and then they got a 1 candle right here. So Alchemist says, yeah, I don't want to say accidentally. I just deleted them. I don't know why. I ain't traded them in a minute. So F them. You know what I'm saying? GLD, 212 bearish. Okay. FedEx, LMT. They look like they could be going higher, but Lockheed Martin spreads are so wide, I just don't trade them. All right. Oh shit. They came way lower than my damn. So I called this one today. I wasn't paying attention to the market in the afternoon. So I didn't see how low TSM came, right? But let's go back to the watch list, right? Let's go back to the watch list. Okay. So look, I told you guys, I said boom, right? I said we got a failed 2 up. We got this right here. I said puts below 290, right? Puts below 290. It came below 290. It's at 287, right? 74. So if you would have took entry today, you could have made money on TSM. All right. Now they're at 287.74. What did I put right here? I said a bounce point. Okay. So they could bounce at 287 tomorrow, right? It could bounce tomorrow at 287. If we lose 287, then we come into 282. Right? Then we come into 282. So that's TSM. All right. That's TSM. Pay attention to 287.03 tomorrow. Okay. Pay attention to 287.03 tomorrow. All right. Do you guys see how these levels hit? Do you guys if you see how these levels hit, please just let me know in the comments, y'all. All right. Please just let me know in the comments. I could do this all day. All right. We do this every single day. I've been giving you guys watch list videos all year. all 2025 been blessing the world with these. And the more we do this, the better they've gotten, right? He said, Mr. Isaiah, do you give out exact entry and exit signals in the Discord? Yep, we sure do. And everybody in the Discord will let you know we actually live trade, okay? And look, Tanviris, right? I love all of y'all, but I need you guys to spell my name right. All right? Listen, it is not Isaiah. I need you guys to pay attention to detail. Look at my name on YouTube, okay? Look at my name on YouTube. My name on YouTube is not spelled Isaiah. Therefore, my name is spelled Isiah, okay? That is one of the biggest pet peeves of my life is whenever somebody spells my name wrong, okay? So, I'm not mad or nothing, but please just spell my name right, okay? So, yes, we give entry and exit signals and all of that, okay? So, yeah, come join. We're going to take care of you, all right? Now, who else we got? So that's TSM. We got iBit, XOM. We got UNH. We got Bitcoin. We got Coinbase. They came down. All right, we got MU. MU is holding pretty strong in this area. So we got Tempest. We got Duolingo, Reddit. Okay. We got IONQ. We got Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab could sink some more if they get below like $54. So they could definitely sink some more potentially. Iran, they was all the way at $70 earlier this year, and now look at them, they at $35. They was down 12% today off this bearish 3-bar. It's all good, Tanvish, right? It's all good, but you know, I just gotta remind everybody you gotta spell that name right. All right. So we got QBTS. They're down right here. All right. We got Oscar Health. We got RGTI. We got QUBT. We got Hewlett Packard. HPE is on a 1 candle right here. It looks like a doji. So this could be a nice move potentially. But I'm not gonna put it on my list, but this could be a nice move. This is a nice setup right here. We got Caterpillar. We got Datadog. They coming down some more. We got MLTX. We got Cloudflare. They coming down after that run up right there. We got U. All right, we got Cypher. Boom, right, bearish 3. Boom, came down right here. And that's it. Let me go to my other list. Let's go to this right here. All right, we got AbbVie, AMAT. Okay, we got Starbucks. Starbucks is on a bearish 3-bar. I'm gonna put that right here. SBX, bearish 3-bar. Okay. Or 3-bar bearish. It's all good. The only thing I don't like about Starbucks is their spreads when you trading them. Their spreads be wide and kind of funny. So, GEV went crazy. Who else? Hershey. NEE, they broke even today. QCOM. So what's up? QCOM bounced. So they had a bearish 3-bar right here. They came down to this fair value gap, got some liquidity, and then they bounced. Let me see. Yep, they came down, and then they bounced up. So that's on a daily time frame right there. So let's see what's up with Visa. Okay, Visa is holding strong on a daily time frame right here. So we in an order block and we got a fair value gap right here. So Visa, I don't know, right? Um, so yeah, so those are what I'm seeing. So I would say for tomorrow, my main focus is going to be Lululemon because we got that failed two down after a good earnings report. So we got Lululemon, and then we got, I like that Marvell continuation because there's no support there. And then we got that Apple, that bearish 3 bar. Okay. And I'm going to pay attention to Dell on that 312. All right. On the 312. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at. What stocks have you traded that have the best spreads? I mean, any indexes are gonna be good. So when you're looking for, we got 99 likes, y'all. Right? If you watching, be sure to like this video so we could get that 100 likes. All right. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. All right. So when you thinking about the spreads, you gotta think about like liquidity, right? So it's like you want to trade a stock that everybody is trading, basically. And that's an index, right? Because that's why they got 0 day to expirations, next day expiration. So any index is usually going to have great spreads within like $0 to $2, right? Per contract. And then really, honestly, it's just the main, like the Mag 7, Google going to have good spreads. Tesla going to have good spreads. I don't mess with Microsoft, haven't in a while. Who else? Nvidia gonna have good spreads, right? Yeah. Meta is gonna have decent spreads. So it's really about, how much is the stock being traded, and then that's gonna let you know the liquidity. And then you could look at the open interest, and that open interest is also gonna give you a indicator of like, how many people are interested in trading this stock, right? This option contract. Okay. He said, yeah, the Discord, you can really tell that it's not just about money. We got blood, sweat, and tears. Passion pours out because we really treat this like an art. Yeah. This is a craft, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is a craft. Every day, right? I want you guys to understand this. I wake up, right? I'm on the West Coast. So I'm waking up at like 5 a.m., right? Then I look at the market, and then I do the watch list for the whole Discord, right? And then we get on live at 6:15, and then we trade for about an hour with everybody live, right? And then throughout the day, whenever I'm seeing setups, I'm dropping that in the Discord throughout the day. Then we be talking, right? On the weekends, we be talking as well, sharing setups, all this other stuff, right? And then on Thursdays, we have a study session, okay? So we have a study session, whatever the topic is that week, we break stuff down and we help everybody get better and make more money, right? And then I do live as well, right? So it's like this is literally like a full-time job for me, right? Like I'm literally putting in hours as if this was a job. You get what I'm saying? So it's not just like I wake up one day, I trade in bed, and then I'm done. No, like this is throughout the whole day. All right. Because I rock with you, Alchemist, I'll look at NXT. All right. Why not short Tesla tomorrow? What's up, Stefan? How you feeling? Why not short Tesla? Well, because I don't really trade Tesla like that, honestly. But let's look at it real quick, and then we'll look at NXT. Because look at Tesla. It looks like, so this is a demand zone, right? I mean a supply zone right here. This is a supply zone right here. Okay. If I go to, let me see something. If I go to here, let me see how much. So we're gonna go to live flow real quick. Tesla. Okay. Would you short if you knew that? Would you short Tesla if you knew that there was $228 million worth of calls on Tesla? Just answer that for me, right? Let's see how much puts there is. There's 90 million in puts, okay? But there's 138 million in calls, right? With the December 19th expirations, December 26th, right? All December expirations, right? So if you knew that there was $138 million in calls, right, of premiums, would you short Tesla? Right? That's why I wouldn't short Tesla. It's $138 million worth of calls, right? So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Do I think a Santa rally is gonna happen? I personally kind of do. I think that we're coming down so that way we could rally to the end of the year. That's just how the games that they be playing. When you say bearish 3 bar, it equals puts. As long as it breaks below the bearish 3 bar, absolutely. This is a setup, right? So that means 20 of y'all didn't like the video. Get that button, please, before leaving. Isaiah deserves it, please. At one point I seen, yeah, nah. I saw, I think 165. But yeah. And you are such a dim. Thank you for this. Absolutely, LaRue. All right. I honestly enjoy doing this, right? I enjoy doing this. So, but like Drake said, right, in one of his songs, he says, as soon as I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. All right. So when I stop having fun with this, I'll probably fall back, right? And I don't know, just, make my money in the market and, help people in the Discord and run it like that. So the moment I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. All right. That's how I'll be feeling. Do I do dabble in the futures? So not yet. I've really been telling myself I'm going to start. So yeah, I like futures as well. I want to get into them. I've been looking up stuff about futures. I got a futures account with Webull. I just haven't really went in on futures just yet. Cause I be having a lot going on. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself right now. Okay. But let's look at next, right? For my guy, Alchemist, right? Let's look at NXT. Next, Power. Okay, so we got an energy company. So I'm seeing consolidation. We got a double one candle. All right, so I mean, shit, this look like it's ready to do some nasty work. If we break below this order block, then we could come down to this equilibrium zone right here, right? Because you gotta think this area right here is a support, right? This $83. So if we break below 85.19, you could write it down to 83. If we break below 83, then you could write it down to $80. And if we break below $80, then you could write it down to $76, right? Now, if we get above $88, then you write that thing up to 93. All right. So this looks like a good setup. The buyers are stepping in every day, right? The last 4 days, buyer stepped in, buyer stepped in, buyer stepped in, buyer stepped in. So calls above $88, $88.10 if you want to be conservative. And then it could retrace this whole candle right here. So this looks really great. This looks like a good one right here. It's just been consolidating for how long has this been? It's been consolidating since November. The beginning of November, November 12th, 13th. So they've been consolidating for a while. So they've been range bound, right? So you gotta look, they've been range bound inside of this range right here, right? So from here, from 95 down to 82, right? That's a $13 range right there. So because that's the case, whenever they break below or above this range, they about to do some, they're gonna make a big move. But if they break above this $88 off this one candle, then you know what time it is, Alchemist. Go get your money. All right. So that's what I see on next. All right. I've never traded them. but let me see what they spreads look like. Okay, let's see real quick. Their spreads, NXT. Spreads aren't horrible. They're not the best, but they're not horrible. So that's cool. Yeah, that looked like a solid setup, Alchemist. Honestly. All right. So yeah, RIP Nip, man, for real. Hey, shout out to Nip. One of the greatest inspirations. You know what I'm saying? Tesla looks bullish to me, but I prefer to play them in a sell. Yeah, Tesla does look bullish. All right. What's up, Phoenix Flower? How you doing? You said Tesla's down $7 after market. That's great. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing, y'all, right? And here's what I want you guys to understand. Like me personally, I truly don't care where stocks are at after hours for two reasons. Because I really be focusing on day trading, right? So all I'm doing is waiting for the market to open and seeing where stocks are at, and I just trade the price action, right? That's number one, right? Number two is when you understand the strat, everything just becomes so much easier, right? There's a million setups. You can't catch them all. You're going to miss out on some of them. At the end of the day, I know what I'm trading, right? When I see two candles, two ups and two downs, I don't really trade off of those. I trade off of one and failed two candles. That's my setups, right? One and failed two candles, two ups or two downs. When I see those, that's when I take my entries, right? So yeah, that's really what it is. I don't trade Tesla like that too much, honestly. So yeah, right? That's been my philosophy of life. You put your heart in it, you can't, hey, straight up. I put my heart in all of this, you know, and I think that it's reflected, right? With these videos and everything. So yeah. Yeah, Drez in the Discord. Drez be killing it. Drez be killing it. Yeah, spreads are slightly wide, Alchemist. So WBD. Oh, I forgot about that one. What's up, James Bennett? Shout out to Roseville. Tesla to 500 by the end of the year. I could see that. You know what I'm saying? With all that call volume, I think we're gonna have a rally. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna have a rally. The prize said Lux Algo is key if you don't want to lose money. I'm telling y'all. Listen. So listen, y'all. You got two different types of people in this world. This is what I learned, right? You got people that's gonna hear information and let it just pass through their ears, right? You got like three people. You got some people that's gonna hear the information, they're gonna be skeptical, right? They're gonna find every reason why not to do the thing of what they're hearing about. And then you're gonna have the people that hear the information and then they go execute it, right? That's the only type of people you have. Don't be the person that when you hear this information, you let it go through your ears. Execute off of this information, y'all. All right. I vet this information. I analyze this stuff before I go on live. I've been researching and doing stuff way before, right? I'm not just coming up here and just saying some stuff to sound good, right? So listen, y'all, take this stuff and run with it. All right. What's the difference between taking trades off the 1 versus the 3? It's no real difference. You just wait till it breaks it, right? But beta A, Clay, I will say, and I'm gonna tell everybody, man, come join the Discord. All right. It ain't because I'm trying to sell you, but the questions that y'all ask, we go through all of this stuff, right? So be sure to come join that Discord too. We got a whole curriculum, a whole course as well, right? If you want to get nasty in the stock market from day trading to swing trading, then come join the Discord. It's people growing their account starting from 2K up 10K. And this is the first year of the Discord. What's going to happen when we 3 years in? We're going to have so many people that's millionaires and six-figure earners, it's not even a game, right? So come on, how do you learn a strat? You come join the Discord, right? You go watch my strat videos, right? Like all you have to do is type my name, and I say this almost every video, type my name in the search bar And then the question that you have is probably a video. I got 500 videos, y'all. Do you know how hard it is to, from your mind, come up with 500 videos in 1 year? It's only 365 days in a year, right? Go watch my videos, right? Go get obsessed with this topic of trading. Get obsessed with it, y'all. That's what I did, right? That's what I did. I read between the lines. I figured out what I need to figure out. I learned what I need to learn, because I'm a firm believer that what you're seeking is seeking you, but you got to really seek it. You see what I'm saying? Don't just be a person that wants to learn something. You got to go seek the information. And when you seek it, it starts to come to you. Okay? What method did you use? The strap method. All right, strap method. That's what I'm using. All right, the strap method. Yeah. Appreciate it, Chris. All right, we almost at 125. If you're skeptical, just paper trade the setups. Exactly, right? Paper trade the setups, right? See if I'm right. Or just pay attention to the charts. But this is also why every live video, I go over what I said was going to happen, and then I show you what happened. This is why. So that way, I have a paper trail, and everybody can see in real time what has happened. Right? When the market was bloody last month, did y'all see me take any days off? Did y'all see me take a week off? Or was I still here every day? Really just think about this stuff, right? I said I was looking at Apple to the upside. Apple came down today. Did I go run in a corner and hide? No. You know why? Because I stand behind everything I say. I stand behind everything I say. Right? My confidence is at an all-time high. Right? I know what I'm saying. I believe it. I'm convicted in everything that I'm saying and that I'm doing. Right? So just keep all of these small things in mind. Okay? How? Prosper power trades? How? Show up daily and you should, yeah, if you show up daily, you should catch on. Okay? It's over, ends in like 2 weeks. Oh, okay, Bay, for sure. All right, Ethereum 50% down from its all-time high. I'm gonna buy more. Yeah, I like Ethereum too. I think your days been long and usually are. Yeah, I do be having some long days. I ain't gonna lie. Right? Hey BB, yeah, we be locked in. I just want to help y'all, right? Obviously, I want to grow, but I want to change people's lives. I want to help people become a millionaire. I want to help people make their first 50K, their first 100K. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm going hard. All right, James, man, you gotta treat this like a professional sport. Exactly, Kobe, Steph, exactly, my MJ, right? Like, it's not a game out here. This is not a game. You can't just treat this passively, right? You gotta be. Trading is a full contact sport, y'all. Trading is a full contact sport. This ain't no game. That's why I have the fire and the passion that I do, because I'm trying to make sure that you guys are getting what's being said. Okay? It's a full contact sport, right? If you want to make bread, just join. Hey, that's what I be saying, Dres. Yo, Dres be doing his thing, right? Every single day. All right. Ziggy said, I hope my Apple calls turn around. I hope so too. Um, hey, you gotta learn how to read that price action, right? You gotta learn how to read that price action. That's one of the biggest things, right? Because they broke below too, so you could have made money to the downside. Okay, you could have made money to the downside. So yeah, it did break the high, but we are in a see profit, take profit trading environment right now, and you can't hold on to the bag too much. And Apple did break the structure today. So that's the thing. When you see that a stock breaks the market structure, you gotta learn how to take your L and get out, or take your profit and get out before it get real nasty, right? So yeah, and that's another thing. This is why I focus on educating people, right? Because I don't want people to just do what I say. I don't want you to be a blind. I don't want you to follow me blindly. I want you to go put what I'm saying, put it up against something else, right? To see if what I'm saying is actually real and actually true. That's how you know if somebody really real, right? So, so yeah. Um, Said 9 every day. Yeah, real advice daily. Best be said I'm living proof of what this community could really do for you. I show up every day. Yeah. This man has changed his whole life, right? Best B has changed his whole life, right? Like it's not a game out here. And it's a lot of people that have changed their life, right? And changing their life. You see what I'm saying? So you really gotta show up. So an hour and a half stream, only when the boys in the zone. Yeah, we talked about spying IWM for the first 45 minutes because I knew that we had to spend time on the indexes because of where everything was at on the charts, right? Everything on the charts was looking real interesting. So it wasn't just a straight layup. I got to give you guys context, right? I got to give you guys context. And the context is what's really going on the charts. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, waiting for you to really work that small account challenge. Oh, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. But see, here's the thing, right? This is the thing. The thing about it is, I could have blown it. I haven't added no money to that account, right? A lot of people would be at $100, and also, a lot of people would have stopped. You see? Let me break this down for you guys real quick. And this is real life right here. A lot of people, no matter how big they are, right? They can only operate with a lot of money. Because a lot of times, money is all people have, right? And so when you're doing something publicly, you want to appear perfect, right? I have not blown that account yet. I could have blown that account 3 different times, right? So it's like, understand that small account is about to cook. But at the end of the day, we haven't blown it yet, right? The market is really crazy right now. A small account cannot withstand some of the losses that are potential losses. So I do have to be careful with it, right? But every single day, we show up. Every single week, we show up. We get a little gain here. And honestly, I don't even be paying attention to that account a lot of the time either. So sometimes I forget about the account. It'd be Wednesday, Thursday, I'd be like, oh shit, right? Let me go find a setup for a small account, right? I'm just being honest, okay? I didn't go over QQQ. Having a small account, trying to grow it, it's not easy at all, right? It's not easy at all. When trading with a small account, you have to really wait for it. Yeah, real talk. Okay. So yeah, there was a great video on this. So yeah, and then sometimes like I really be done like within like an hour and a half of the market. I'll be going to the gym and stuff like that. So like those are reasons why. But honestly, when I have small accounts, sometimes the best traders take not for real is none. Like sometimes that's just what it is. So, but we be smacking it. All right. Vincent said I'm joining Discord tonight when I get home. Let's go, Vincent. And tomorrow we gonna smack the market. Right? Tomorrow we gonna smack the market. Right? That's how we gonna do it. So yeah, y'all. I just really hope that you guys are really implementing the stuff that we talking about, right? We all spend a lot of time together on these lives, right? On YouTube. I hope that you guys are really benefiting from it in your real life. Okay, I hope that you guys are really learning, and I hope that you guys are changing you guys' life. All right, I sincerely mean that. I sincerely mean that, right? I hope that this stuff is sticking with y'all, and you gonna be able to leave your job one day if you had a job you don't like, You're gonna be able to free up your time. You could maybe make a career change, make some more money, and invest more money into the market. Like, I really hope um, that you guys are changing your life. All right. So when it got low is why you are where you're at. You said what? Preaching to people who start with that amount, you need to prove it wasn't your job funding your account. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool, Key. For sure. I've been here since November 22nd in Discord with a small account today minus losses. She said I'm at 33K. He has a great video on this, how to get to 100K. If you haven't watched it, please do. That's amazing. All right. That's amazing. That's super amazing right there. She said from 3K to 33K. All right. Appreciate that, Key. Key told me to stop playing. Yeah, I'll stop playing. All right. But yeah, y'all. I hope that you guys are changing your life with all of this information. All right. We gonna get it in tomorrow in the market. We gonna smack IWM. We gonna focus on that Apple tomorrow as well. I'm gonna pay attention to the Marvell. I like that one to the downside as well. Okay. So with that being said, man, I appreciate all y'all tapping in. Like I always say, make sure you get about your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, y'all, I want y'all to say it with me. All the OGs, everybody who knew, I want you to say it with me. I say this in every single video. The more you study, the less you worry. All right. So make sure y'all studying. If you worried while you in a trade, you ain't studied enough. The more you study, the less you worry, y'all. All right. I appreciate everybody tapping in for this hour and a half. I hope that y'all got this value and you guys understand the mission for tomorrow. And when we meet up tomorrow, we're going to celebrate the wins that everybody had. All right. So y'all have a great night. Y'all stay smooth, and I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.